Another powerful storm is coming next week, everyone, and the weather is going to change dramatically next week. Just like I told you in last night's update, it's going to be a big warm-up starting next week's pattern. You're really going to love these temperatures. It's going to be a great time to do anything you want to do outside. But once we go towards Wednesday and Thursday of next week, we're still having a big blast that's coming through, mostly for the northern side of the lower 48, but it's going to bring another snowstorm, another big high wind event. Plus, we still have this powerful storm for today. We still have blizzard warnings going through Iowa, also southern Minnesota. Winter storm warnings also going through northern Wisconsin and UP of Michigan, where it's pivoting, bringing a lot of snowfall, especially in a few hours when it transitions a little bit further towards the east, while you still have severe weather across the southeast. Right now, you even have tornado warning cells moving through South Carolina. A lot of winds coming through as well, and all this wind advisory and all this brown area for all these winds that's going to continue for the rest of the day today with your tornado threat also. You also have winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings over here along the west side of the U.S. This is for that storm system that's coming through for today, for tomorrow, across Ohio Valley for Friday, bringing still a little bit of snow. Then we're going into this big pattern next week where another storm system coming in, bringing all these impacts. And this storm system is showing that it's going all the way down to a 970-something millibar pressure storm, once again, just like this one did. So I'm going to show you in this video what the weather is about to do around the corner as you go into some nice temperatures, but then another storm coming through. And I will start off with this storm for today. I don't think we need an update for this afternoon because these storms are going to push off to the east anytime from 4 to 5 p.m. So update really won't do you any good. And this is going to be moving over for the Great Lakes as well. Next week is going to be another big week. It's going to start off tricky. Very nice temperatures, but then it's going to change. Power outages is racking up to almost 500,000 homes without power. So let's refresh and see if it's gotten any better. It's gotten a little bit better. Texas is to 106,000 homes without power, so it is getting better for Texas. Tennessee is at 53,000. Alabama, almost 50,000. Missouri, over 35,000. Iowa, 28,000, and there's many others, almost 7,000 for Mississippi, Oklahoma over 6,000, South Carolina is building 1,300, we have 17,000 for North Carolina, Virginia is almost 6,000. It's multiple states with thousands without power still. It just don't meet the criteria of 10,000 to get the yellow. But you can see all together, still 456,000 homes without power right now. We had 7 tornado reports, including Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. And unfortunately, we have lost 2 people. 2 people did die in Mississippi from these storms last night, everyone. And the tornado that is confirmed in Irving, Texas, is confirmed an EF1 of winds of 100 to 110 miles per hour. But 149 wind damage reports so far and still ongoing. Now, they have removed it away from Kansas already, but for today, you can see the blizzard warning in effect for Iowa, going through northern Missouri, through southern Minnesota, also for the UP of Michigan, and you have the winter storm warnings and the winter weather advisories. Still expecting more power outages to come out of this snowstorm and a lot more snow as well. And you can see the chart here, anywhere from 4 to 8 inches over here from central to western Iowa, also going through southern Minnesota, starting to pick up in the snowfall ratings and getting really heavy for northern Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan. This is where you can see 8 to 12 inches of snow, maybe even exceeding 20 inches in the UP. And you can see your threat for today. So you will have thunderstorms in all this light green area, but severe weather with the marginal, the slight risk, and the enhanced feature. Plus the threat for tornadoes still all the way from Florida as this front comes through, all the way towards eastern Ohio into Pennsylvania. And I'm still seeing those cells forming in front of the low pressure, bringing a threat for tornadoes towards Pittsburgh. So be aware. And you have the 5% of chances for tornadoes that's going to be along this front. So here's your cities and states at risk for a tornado threat for today, plus your damage and wind threat in the same areas. Still a significant severe in this black hatched area, and this 30% expecting anywhere from 60 to 70 miles per hour wind gusts. So here's your cities and states at risk for the damage and winds for today as well. And you do have the hail threat that will be for the storms that's forming in front of this low pressure front moving across, just like I showed you last night. So here's your cities and states at risk for the damage and hail for today. Still showing as you go by for this morning, it is going to be a threat for northern Florida, going through South Carolina as well. As you get a chance for a QLCS tornado for northern Florida, I think the threat is a lot smaller for you. But over here for South Carolina, you do get some discrete cells that moves in front of this line of storms that you need to watch out for, get a chance for a tornado. Plus, you could get a QLCS tornado in this line of storms. But you see your strongest chance is going to be over here for South Carolina, moving towards North Carolina as you get this front coming through and bringing these storms right in front of it according to the latest model run. Starting from 9 o'clock, going towards South Carolina, traveling through South Carolina as you come from 10 and 11 o'clock this morning, getting a little less chance as you go towards noontime. Then it's still going to remain that damage and wind threat as you go through the evening, and you still get these storm cells popping up in front of this low pressure system. Just like I showed you last night, everyone, chances for a tornado to really spin up really quick over here for western Pennsylvania. Getting a little bit stronger of a chance from what I can see also. So definitely as you go from 3 to 5 p.m., be aware for western Pennsylvania, especially as you're moving by Pittsburgh. As this moves by for the rest of the evening, everyone, just turns into regular thunderstorms at this part, just moving on by. And a little bit of snow that's going to fall, maybe a quarter to a half an inch. It will add up in the grass, but it will melt on the streets rather quickly. Now remember, you still have this cold blast that's coming through behind this, bringing those strong wind chills just like I showed you in last night's video. But as this moves across for tomorrow morning, we still have that next storm system coming in for the West Coast, bringing y'all some winds as well, but mostly bringing you some snow and some rainfall. And then this is going to move across as you go for Thursday into Friday, still going across the Central Plains, the Northern Ohio Valley, just bringing a little swath of snow. Not much. After that is going to be this next powerful storm. You already have outlooks for very strong winds, also an outlook for heavy snowfall. Showing it's not adding up to much. Like I said, maybe a quarter of an inch, maybe a half an inch here and there. You might not even see it, maybe in the grass. But it does get heavier as it goes from Wisconsin and northern, anywhere from 5 to 6, 5 to 7 inches. Also for northern Wisconsin going to the UP. And this is where you get some lake effect enhancement for the UP and really adding up chances to get towards 20 or 22 inches of snow as this goes right into Canada with a foot of snow. And then that next snowstorm coming through is going to bring some snow to the higher elevations from California, also through the Rockies. And this is going to bring anywhere from 6 to 8 inches. But this next snowstorm coming with this powerful storm is bringing anywhere from 3 to 5 feet. And the powerful winds. So as we go through for the rest of today, all the way till tomorrow morning, bringing strong winds with this snowstorm, plus this next storm coming through, bringing some strong winds with that as well. And it is going to pile up to even more, everyone. But you can see it does add up, and the next one's coming right along the same regions. So you can see the 50 miles per hour wind gusts in the orange, the 60 in the red, and it does get stronger as it goes by northern Florida, across the southeast towards the mid-Atlantic. You still have the 50 and 60 miles per hour wind gusts. So please stay prepared for this storm system. It's not over yet. Be aware of the winds, please. So just like the update last night, you can see the storm system coming in for Thursday, bringing some winds, bringing some snowfall as well. It is going to be a 990-something millibar low pressure, nothing super serious. Still going to be a nice first half of your week next week. As that comes across, still bringing a little bit of snow, not much at all, nothing really to worry about, everyone. And these storms still coming by for Friday and Saturday along the south and the southeast, adding up to heavy rainfall across the southeast, bringing 2 or 3 inches. But then we're going to get that cold blast still coming through for the Great Lakes, going out through the northeast as you go through this weekend. And look at next week, just like I showed you last night, big old high pressure. Look at all this warm temperatures going all the way into Canada, all the way across the east. Just the northern half of the U.S. is where you're going to be feeling the colder temperatures. It's going to be a beautiful warm-up. But you still have storms that's going to come through for Monday and Tuesday along the west coast. This is going on a very high ridge while you stay in this warm-up, everyone. So you will love the first half, just like I said in last night's video. But then we get this powerful storm starts moving through for Thursday and Friday and gets all the way down towards a 970-something millibar low pressure system, bringing severe weather with it as well, damaging winds, and a lot of snow. Now, this still has time to shift around because from this point right here, we are still literally 10 days away, everyone. Now, we have alerts for this already because this is a set pattern. But where this is going to be, obviously, you can see is bringing winds and heavy snow. Still need time to fine-tune it. Still showing different outcomes. You can see with GFS showing the same thing. As you go into Friday, we're going to start getting this big system, big and broad system, bringing a lot of snow, chances for freezing rain, feet of snow, and bringing severe weather on this other side with damaging winds and possible blizzards all over again. Then you're going to have that cold blast coming right behind that all the way towards the 15th and the 16th, just like I said in last night's update video. Then we're going to go through a warmer pattern all over again. But still showing the cold air is going to dig in. You're going to be well below average, very cold temperatures moving through the west, while you get some coming across the Great Lakes and the Northeast. But for the most part, you're going to get a big warm front coming all the way to the north, showing a lot of tight isobars. That's indicative to some very strong winds. Getting all the way down to a 970-something millibar low pressure all over again. Bringing snow, bringing blizzards, bringing severe weather, chances for tornadoes, damaging winds, and hail with this snowstorm, everyone. And it is big and broad. Look how huge this system is. And just that shot alone, look at the winds that surround it. All the way from 40 and 50 miles per hour wind gusts is going to be all the way towards the south. Anywhere from 60 to 70 miles per hour wind gusts coming with the system on the western and the eastern side, bringing 50 and 60 miles per hour wind gusts, maybe something a little bit stronger. This is going to be a strong storm as that comes barreling through for next week, strengthening up as it goes towards Ohio Valley into Canada. So please be aware this is another strong system coming next week. Still showing a cold blast is coming through all the way from the 7th all the way towards 11th and 12th. This is where it's going to affect the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, going out through the Northeast. And then it's still going to linger around a little bit as we go towards the 15th and 16th of March. This is coming in with that next storm system along the West Coast. This is where you're going to be above average from the center to the east side of the U.S. because of that high ridge, a big warm front that's coming through. But you're going to be cold and below average on the West Coast. And you can see this from National Weather Service for the next 6 to 10 days. It's a little confusing because you do have the cold front coming through for the upper Midwest, going through the Great Lakes, out through the Northeast. But for the most part, you're going to be above average while you get this big warm front coming through. You can tell you're going to love next week. It's going to be a great temperature week. But you're going to start building on this below average temperatures along the West Coast. And as you go all the way towards the middle of March, that is going to build on your cold temperatures on the West Coast as you get this strong storm coming through. And for the most part, you're going to be above average on the east side of the U.S., but it is going to shift further towards the east. And then once again, here's your battleground where we're going to be for this storm system. Now, we already have an outlook for a slight risk for heavy snow from the 12th through the 15th when that storm system comes in for next week. Everyone in this purple line, this is subject to move a little bit. Also along the West Coast and the higher elevations and getting feet of snow. Over here for the Rockies, I see it as well. But over here for the higher elevations of California, very high risk for very heavy snow and bring in a lot of snow. So it is going to shift around a little bit, but you can see all the heavy snow that is coming. This is according to the GFS right now, bringing in feet of snow. And over here for the Rockies and Sierra Nevada, we're talking 5 to 7 feet of snowfall. And you can see with the Euro as well, but still showing 5 to 7 feet of snow. There is an outlook, a risk for high winds, and you're in the moderate section, and all this dark brown, all the way from Oregon, all the way towards Texas as we come in with a big trough of storms, bringing a lot of winds. Now, we'll be in a slight risk all the way from Wisconsin all the way towards South Carolina and Georgia and Florida, but still some strong winds coming through, and there is going to be some isolated, stronger winds than slight risk. So thank you so much for your time, everybody. Remember, you will have a nice week next week. For the most part, it is going to be a beautiful week, so make sure you enjoy that. As we go into next weekend, this is where everything's just going to dramatically change again with a powerful storm. Do make sure you share the video. Let other people see this as well. Thank you so much for your time. Hit the subscribe button. Click the bell for updates. I do afternoon updates as we get a little bit closer to this event. I hope everyone will be safe as we go through the rest of this day with this storm system. Just be aware, it is moving fast, but it is powerful winds. You can ask anyone. This whole storm system's track has been very powerful winds. So real quick, Psalm 31, 1 through 3. In thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Let me never be ashamed. Deliver me in thy righteousness. Bow down thy ear to me. Deliver me speedily. Be thou my strong rock, for an house of defense to save me. For thou art my rock and my fortress. Therefore, for thy name's sake, lead me and guide me. Amen. Hope you have a great day, everyone. I'll see you again for tomorrow morning. Remember, all glory does go to God, our Father in heaven, Yahweh. And I always hope he keeps you safe every single day of your life and forever. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe.